How much time till we're on?
We're on, Ron.
What?
We're on the air right now.
I'm ready.
We got the Snyderverse. Seems like the fans of the Snyderverse are petitioning and you know, they're very vocal fans. They want the Snyderverse to maybe be moved over to Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Have WB or WBD sell or license, let me not say sell, license that property over to Netflix. And honestly, I don't know if it's a bad idea. The more I think about it, when you think about the licensing game and what's been going on over at WB Warner Brothers Discovery anyway, they have cut a lot of things, and I know Zaslav has said that he wants to figure out how to make a better profit with streaming and a better profit with the properties that they already have. Best way to do that is to license said properties. Licensing the Snyderverse wouldn't be a bad idea, especially to Netflix, if they pay for it. Now, it depends on how much money, but it might help, you know what I'm saying, transition from the old into the new with what's going on with James Gunn right now. This article, and I'll bring it up, come from MovieWeb. Says Snyderverse fans petition Warner Brothers to sell the DC franchises to Netflix. We see fans of Zack Snyder DC Universe are some of the most undeterred in the world after overcoming the odds to help instigate the director's cut of Justice League. The dedicated fan base who still want to see the Snyderverse play out on screen have not accepted that the franchise as it is dead at Warner Brothers, or perhaps they have, as having spent more than a year sharing to restore the Snyderverse tag on social media at every opportunity they have, now changed tactics and adjusted this to a new petition for Warner Brothers to sell the Snyderverse to Netflix. Like I said, I don't know how bad this is. This might be a decent idea. You sell it to Netflix, get some money off of it, move forward. Now, I do think it's some pros and cons. The pros being money, right? You get to have this universe, the Snyder universe. You allow it to be over here on Netflix to continue to flourish or to end it, right? So you make the fans happy by doing that, and also you bank a little coin. They do have Aquaman. What else? They got a couple movies that they have to The Flash. They got a couple movies that they have to come out with that are Snyderverse adjacent, so to speak. So there are certain things that they need to do. Now, the cons of that is trying to get these actors back together. Jason Momoa, it seems like he wants to go on to play Lobo. Ezra Miller, you know, that's Gal Gadot. We don't know where she stands at in when it comes to what James Gunn has going on with the DCU going forward. Henry Cavill, I know he would love to be Superman, but he's already came out and said, all right, you know what I'm saying? They done played with me one too many times. I'm done. I'm going to just move on to greener pastures. You have Ben Affleck. Could he come back as Batman and finish up with the Justice League 2 or whatever? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But those are things, is trying to get those actors back together. And who's going to direct? Is Zack Snyder going to do some directing? Is he going to come back so he can direct and do the rest of this? I mean, he over there, Netflix gave him the keys to the kingdom for what he has going on with his new properties and what he did with the zombie properties that he brought up over there at Netflix. But it's a lot of moving parts to get that cracking. You know what I'm saying? To make that happen. Let's get back into this article. Says, like, how do you move on from this? Nothing, and I mean nothing will ever come close. Sell Snyderverse to Netflix. That's the new hashtag, by the way. Sell Snyderverse to Netflix. We know he's currently working on Rebel Moon, and like I said, he had the Army of the Dead. That's Zack Snyder, who I'm talking about. And we know he has that strong relationship with Netflix already. He has that strong relationship. So maybe, I don't know. This is one of those things, man. It's one of those things. Should it happen? Can it happen? I mean, it can happen. Money talks. We know money talks. But should it happen? Right? Should something like this happen? make money, make all the money that WBD is refusing Netflix, sell Zack Snyder Justice League to Netflix, sell Snyderverse to Netflix, boycott Warner Brothers Discovery. That wouldn't necessarily be a boycott, so to speak, because they would still be getting paid off of the product that you're just watching it at a different venue, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? But it's still their product. They're just going to license it to Netflix. So both parties would make money. You see what I'm saying? Netflix would make money, WB Discovery would make money. So it's not necessarily a boycott, but these Snyder fans, the Snyder writers, as I call them, they go in, man. They go in, and they got that one win that they got with getting Zack Snyder Justice League, the director's cut, basically, to come out, and they ready to go. They cocked and loaded, man. They say they can accomplish anything after getting that done, man. As you see in this little banner right here, it says Netflix DC Universe slate, Suicide Squad, the Heirs cut, Snyder's Justice League Part 2 and Justice League Part 3. They have the dates. This is just a mock-up, so don't think that this is real. But this is just some of the stuff that's going on. Then they go on and say, is there a chance that Warner Brothers could sell the Snyderverse to Netflix? It says probably not is the simple answer. Movie rights are complex enough to deal in without having part of the DC franchise that Warner Brothers currently have control over being sold off to Netflix. Of course, there could be the option of Warner Brothers making the movies for Netflix, but with the relationship between the studio and the streamer being on shaky ground right now, that doesn't seem a probable avenue either. After the arrival of WDB's David Zaslav, the arrangement between Netflix and the studio, which sees the streaming paying producers of shows provided by Warner Brothers over an 18 to 24 month period, was said to be unacceptable. For that reason, all new shows being provided by Warner Brothers to Netflix have been suspended, other than those already with deals in place, such as season 2 of The Sandman. Yikes! So with reading that, it's kind of a no-go. You know what I'm saying? If he's already pulling things off of Netflix due to the 18 to 24 month period being unacceptable, I don't see how he would say, okay, let's go ahead and green light Zack Snyder's Justice League or green light Justice League to be over there at Netflix. The only thing they got going on from WB right now is The Sandman. They're getting a season 2 of that cracking, but this is this is good soap. This is good drama, man. Sitting back and watching this is hella good drama. It's a talking point. This is good content. I'm telling you, because you can just sit back and eat popcorn, waiting to see what moves Warner Brothers, James Gunn, and everybody else is going to make a move. And then when you have these fan bases, the Snyderverse people, that fan base, and I don't want to say they're toxic. I hate saying, you know what I'm saying, when I hear toxic fans, they're fans, right? I mean, shit, fans is short for fanatic, so they want what they want. There is a certain way to do things. You have some fans who become radical, you know what I'm saying? Radicalized fans. But for the majority of the part, most of these fans just want what they want. You know what I'm saying? They want to see that Zack Snyder get his due, and they feel that he was slighted and disrespected when he had his run over there. Me personally, I think it needs to be ended, you know what I'm saying, a proper way. Since we're going into the future, WB needs to come out and say what they're going to do going into the future. That's just how I feel about it. I don't know why they're kind of dragging their feet when it comes to what they want to present. And I know James Gunn is supposed to be giving us some details this month, but to me, they're just dragging their feet. Like, to me, it would be easy to say Snyderverse, you know what I'm saying? Like, all of that is because, and I guess they really can't, you know what I'm saying? I guess it'd be bad because they're still trying to make money off of these movies. They're still going to the theaters, Aquaman, The Flash. They're still going to theaters. But I don't know, man. It's something I don't think they're gonna have the fans with this one. You know what I'm saying? I don't think, because if I go watch The Flash or if I go watch Aquaman, I know that that's it. It's not connected. Even though it's supposed to be connected, it's not connected no more. It ends. So they need to come with a proper way. So yeah, that's basically it when it comes to whether the Snyderverse is going to go to Netflix. I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good question. Like I said, this makes for a lot of drama, man. I think it's a dope idea. Do I think it'll happen? Nah, I don't think it'll happen. It's like they said in the article. It's too many moving parts. It'll be hard to make that happen. But you never know. You never know. You never know. So y'all let me know, man. Y'all let me know down in the comments how y'all feel about that. Do you think that the Snyderverse should be licensed out to Netflix? Y'all let me know.